Hi everyone, my name is Alice So, and today I'll be talking about the research I did for material and process in developing these glacial bio-pottery pieces and how I went about reformulating the slip casting process for the nomadic creatives. To start off with, my background comprises of textiles, ceramics, and industrial design, and I was really excited to be able to intertwine all of my practices in addition to my nomadic practice, in that I'm someone who hasn't really found a home base yet. This has been the longest time, Fabric Academy, like being here in Iceland, that I've had a studio to practice in outside of university. And so here I've been exploring how people who go from residency to residency doesn't have a home base and live out of the studio suitcase, is what I'm calling it, can use this ceramic practice that I've evolved and have it be more accessible, not just location-wise, but also financially. And I chose to dive into my ceramics background and reevaluate what can we look at for material sources, what we can look at for the production and how to make it accessible in the kitchen, and then how you can still develop beautiful ceramic pieces. I looked at how I could replace the plaster component in slip casting with paper waste and the clay body with biomaterials. Final process can be summarized into these 3 steps instead of the 4 originally, where I developed a form with felt and sand. I used paper pulp for the mold, and then biomaterials were used for the casting. So this process can be summarized in this kind of overwhelming looking chart, but the black diamonds represent the materials that I specifically used here in Iceland. But the process overall, from like form, mold, and biopottery, can be applicable to any location and any other sort of resources one comes across. For example, someone can develop a form based off of plastic waste, or have a mold be made out of textile waste, and then have their biopottery be, instead of a gelatin-based recipe, look more into alginate. So I think it's really exciting to see where else I could take this research. And then keeping in mind the end use of everything, I was fortunate that all my pieces and all the steps in my process are compostable or recyclable. And so that's just something I want to be mindful of as I continue this research. I did recycling tests as I wanted to see if it had the same properties as clay, where you water it down to recycle. And here I just had to add hot water, boil it down a little bit, maybe add some more gelatin, and I was able to recast and reuse the pieces that I had made, which was really exciting. And I'm looking forward to exploring this possibility more. And then a big thank you to all these lovely people who were able to make this project happen, and the funding from Centrino